Compared to you, Jackie, your older sister May is far more beautiful than you, so it couldn't be helped, right? Sure, you can do things like cook and clean, but she can do both of those things and a ton more, while also being wonderful eye candy for me. Seriously, the fact that she's perfect for me, there's no way I wouldn't have switched from you to her, you know? And thank goodness she had the same exact feelings for me, am I right?
Why would you do this to me? Didn't you and I pledge our love not too long ago, Luca?
I really hate that about you, Jackie. May is always so straightforward about things, while you just always have to be so poetic about everything, don't you? It is so much easier for me to be with a woman like her, honestly. Sure, you may have a good face and all, and that's why I decided to marry you at first. But when I look at May's face, which is better than yours, and then that tight yet curvy body, I can't help but want more. Her waist is at least 5 inches smaller than yours, right?
So what you're saying is that her body is better than mine is to you, and that's why you're going to leave me for her now? What about all of the memories and trust we've built with one another up to this point? You used to always tell me you loved me more than anything, but did you really even mean any of that?
Was I saying things like that before? Well, I'm sorry to break it to you, but your older sister has always been the one for me. You even recognize that yourself, right? Now stop trying to pick at me and come to understand that I'm going with her now. And if that's all too much for you to handle, go and get some plastic surgery on yourself and come back to try and win me back.
There's no need for me to go through all that work now, since I've finally come to realize the true kind of monster you really are. How could you do something so heartless to me, though? I just don't understand. I know that sometimes you were a bit cold to me, but you still showed your love for me, right? Whatever drove you both to doing something like this to me? May is my older sister, and you were supposed to be my older brother, Luca.
Jackie, in this world, it is all about winning and losing, okay? You just ended up losing to your older sister, and now she's gonna have a man like me marrying her instead of staying with you. That's all. I get that it sucks to be in your shoes right now, but you can't hold something like nature against me, right? I know why this is all such a huge deal for you, though. You're no longer gonna be a housewife anymore, right?
I was never working as your housewife because I'd wanted to be one, Luca. I was fine being one for you, but that was never my dream. But what really upsets me here and now is the fact that you're throwing me away knowing very well that I don't have a job or anything. Even May knows that about me, yet she's gone and stolen my husband from me. The both of you, you're both complete monsters that I wish to never see again after this. Did you guys have any idea what kind of trouble you're causing for me now?
All I keep hearing from you are the words of a sore loser. Are you trying to interfere with Mother Nature now or something? Your older sister and I, we just found true love in one another, okay? Sure, I'm having to leave the woman I first married for her older sister, but that's not something you should be getting all upset about right now. You're blowing things way out of proportion, acting like we're some kind of bad people or whatever. Sorry that this had to happen to you, but love is a very malleable thing, and this time my love has been twisted into the hands of your older sister.
What you've both done is just downright disgusting, though. It's quite something that you went and jumped ship from your own wife for her older sister of all people, right? I always thought something like that could never and would never happen in a family like mine. That just goes to show when it comes to like-minded jerks like the both of you, you'll do anything to be with one another. I'm going to just have to come to terms with all of this and accept the fact that you and I will have to get a divorce now. Really, there was no avoiding something like this in the end now, was there?
That's correct, right? Now hurry up and pack your things so that you can get out of my place.
You understand what all of this entails for you both now, right? You're going to have to distance yourself from the rest of my family now, because not one of them will want to see you guys. And the same goes with me, creating some distance from you two. But you both knew something like that would be happening to yourselves after this, right?
It's not like I ever cared about what would happen with your family and us. I'm gonna go and start a new family with your older sister, so there's no need for me to ever come back to you or your family. You are all nothing to me now that I have May, and that means I will not think about any one of you anymore.
Well, if you're 100% okay with all of that, then I won't say anything else about your decisions here. You guys knew what you were getting yourselves into here then. I don't need to bother with either of you anymore either then. I'm going to make sure you both pay up, though, for what you've done to me. Through a settlement, of course.
Hey now, don't worry. That's gonna be a small price to pay for a life where I'm finally with the woman I was always meant for.
All right, I get it.
Now that you and I will be getting divorced, that means we'll be complete strangers for the rest of time, right? And I'm sure you never want to be around us, growing jealous of just how happy your sister and I will become with one another, right?
I would never want to see you guys again after the divorce. Now I'm going. Goodbye forever, Luca.
Hey, long time no see, Jackie. Are you doing well?
Who is this again?
Huh? You've always been such a goofy woman, haven't you? So things must not have changed at all then since the last time I was talking to you. Unless this is another one of your jokes, since you've always loved those.
I just asked who this is, all right? Am I being scammed by someone right now?
Jeez, it's me, your ex-husband, Luca. Does this mean that you deleted my contact information or something?
Luca? Why are you talking with me again after 2 years? I don't have time for a long conversation, so make this quick. And remember, you and I cut ties to one another, so this shouldn't even be happening right now.
Wait a minute, I thought we were still family, Jackie. Sure, we may not be husband and wife anymore, but that doesn't mean that you and I are complete strangers to one another anymore, right? And I guess we haven't been talking to one another either since you know what, but still, honestly, I think it's kind of rude for you to say that I'm nobody to you now.
Weren't you the one that said we were both complete strangers now? It's been 2 whole years of me hearing nothing from either you or my older sister. Yet now you're wanting to talk again like nothing ever changed? Did something happen to you and May then that forced you to come to me?
Do you really think I'm trying to mess with you right now? I guess it really has been some time since we last talked. Do you even understand what I'm saying? You want me to call you instead so that you can understand? Maybe you've really been missing me this whole time, and that's why you're acting like a sourpuss. This just goes to show that we were never good at communicating with one another then.
Luca, I do not have time for this stupid conversation with you, all right? I'm still mad at you for what you and May did to me, even if that was 2 years ago.
That's the thing though, Jackie. That was all 2 years ago. Just forget about it now, all right? And besides, I'm not here to talk with you about that whole event.
Just get to what you want from me already, Luca. Sitting here and having to listen to you go on and on is just exhausting.
Okay, I'll get to why I texted you today. May is gonna need a kidney transplant. She's been sick for a while now and won't be able to heal unless she gets a new one.
What?
You're likely the best match for her in terms of donors, so I thought I should bring this up with you.
What are you talking about, Luca? Are you trying to sell one of my kidneys now? Did you become part of a gang or something now?
That's not at all what this is about. She's your older sister and she needs your help right now. So be a good sister and give her one of your kidneys. You don't want to make her upset, right?
I don't know what older sister you're talking about. The only sister that I ever had vanished 2 years ago and is never coming back.
Are you really still holding grudges against her? Come on, you don't need to be so stuck up about what all happened anymore.
I'm not joking, okay?
And neither am I. Right now, this is a very serious topic that I'm trying to relay to you, Jackie. Most of the time I hate having these pain-in-the-ass discussions, but this time it's about my wife, your older sister.
Luca, let me be clear with you right now. I do not have an older sister, especially one that I'd be willing to donate one of my kidneys to in order to save her life. What did you even think would happen by contacting me again about something as stupid as that, Luca? If you really are telling the truth, you need to find yourself someone else. Goodbye now.
Hey, wait, are you for real right now, Jackie? Come on now, you have to be kidding me about being so cold, right? Don't make me repeat why I've come to you asking this today. None of this is a joke, and you being May's sister means you should be taking this very seriously.
And like I was saying, I'm not joking. I do not have a sister, Luca.
What are you going on about right now? May is your older sister, your one and only. Are you trying to tell me that you threw her out of your life after what happened? Right now, she's dealing with a very serious life-threatening disease that's gonna kill her if you don't step in and give up one of your kidneys. All I'm asking for is one, just one.
Not going to happen, okay? You are literally begging me for the impossible right now, giving up one of my kidneys for a stranger that I have nothing to do with? I only have 2 of them in my body, and I want to save them for someone special to me. And even if I did still have a sister, I would never let her have one of my kidneys now, after she had already gone and stolen my husband from me. No bitch like her would deserve to get anything else from me after that.
How are you able to say such things about your own sister? No matter what may have happened in the past between you both, she's still your older sister, right?
How come you, a complete stranger, think that you can just assume whatever the hell you want about me? Stop acting like I should care about anyone who has stolen things from me anymore. Especially when they were once a part of my family. Even if she was still my sister, I wouldn't care about her because she had the nerve to think that she could take my husband away from me and leave me with nothing. Now stop acting like I should be listening to you because you and her are both the worst.
Wow. I can't believe you would say that about her. I guess there really is no way of getting through to you about this. I bet if you were to see how weak and sad your older sister looked right now at the hospital, your mind would change. How about you come out right now and see her?
Why would I ever waste my time going out to see someone I don't care about at all? Who do you think you are still talking to me about something I've already said no to? Neither of you mean anything to me anymore, and I should just stop talking to you right now. I get that you may be my ex and that she may have once been family to me, but neither of you are special. Especially not enough to get me to come out and see you again. Her problem of being sick with something that is killing her is a problem between the 2 of you and has nothing to do with me. So keep it between yourselves.
No way! I wish you would just give up on all that emotional crap already and come see May again. I'm sure when you see her, you'll want to become close with her again. Don't you miss having an older sister?
Why are you talking about us becoming close to one another? Just stop it, Luca.
Are you saying that you don't care about what happens to your sister then?
I don't care what happens to either of you, actually. You're really starting to get on my nerves now, so leave me alone. I'm really tired of wasting my precious time having this unproductive conversation with you. This is over with now. Understand that?
Please don't say things like that, Jackie. Every day we have to wait for a kidney donor, May gets weaker and weaker. I already tried asking the rest of your family about helping her, but they all blocked me without saying a word.
You were the one that said you didn't care that my family would cut ties to you both. You said you'd both be making a family of your own, so what's the big deal? You wanted this for yourselves, right? Yet now you want me to come back to you guys so that your wife won't have to die? Quit it with that BS, Luca. Seriously, neither of you seem to understand the kind of position you both put yourselves in.
We were wrong for doing that, okay, Jackie? We should have never said that we were fine with all of you cutting ties to us. So could you please help us? Help your sister!
Never going to happen. You guys decided to make a choice that only revolved around the both of you. So now you guys get to deal with that problem by yourselves. I don't want to hear any more from you about this or anything else now. So goodbye.
Are you all right? Did you go and get examined? I'm sorry that I wasn't able to go with you, Jackie.
I went and had the examination done, and there doesn't seem to be any problems with me. I was told that I'll be completely fine, so you don't have to worry about me. Now, as for you, Miles, you need to get back to it and finish up all of your work. If you don't, it's going to start having a major impact on our lives, right?
I get that, Jackie. I plan to continue working my hardest from here on out, okay? But for a long time now, you've always had to go through so many hardships that nobody should ever have to deal with. I was just hoping that this time I could be a bit closer to you so that you'd have someone to take some of that burden off of your back.
Aw, you really are one of the nicest men I've ever met. Why was I never able to run into such a gentleman like you the first time and had to end up wasting part of my life away with someone else? The whole time I was with that asshole, my time and health slipped away from me. I wish I could have been with you from the start of all that.
And I wish I could have grown up a lot sooner and have been there to woo you into my arms from the start. I had always been in love with you, Jackie. I guess I wasn't ready for you to love me yet. But had I been, I could have saved you from your very troubled past with that man and your older sister.
I hope you're not blaming yourself for any of that, all right? I blame myself for never seeing you as anything more than a friend and never noticing that you wanted to be my boyfriend all that time. Sure, we may be late to the party now with one another, but the fact that every event lined up to get us where we are now, I'd say we're very lucky.
Yeah, I believe and think the same thing. By the way, ever since all of that crap yesterday from your ex, you haven't received any more messages from him or your sister. Maybe he finally learned to give up on you and go somewhere else with his problems? Well, considering he was so stupid to come to you with a request like that in the first place, I'm sure he hasn't stopped yet and still thinks that you'll be willing to help.
Don't worry about it, actually, Miles. Since then, I haven't heard anything else from him or May. Of course, you're right about him being stupid to the point that he probably didn't realize I meant no when I said it. And in his world, he's the only person besides maybe his wife that actually matters. But I'm sure he's realized what I was trying to tell him, right? If he really was so self-centered that even yesterday's conversation didn't do it, then I'm not sure he would have even been able to get with my dumbass sister.
That's a good point. Well, if you hear anything else from either one of them, tell me right away, please. And if things seem like they'll become a major problem for you again, I'll act fast and make sure to stop them. I won't even tell my work about what I'll do.
You really love to worry yourself a lot about others' problems, huh? I'll be fine though, Miles. I'm serious. Anyway, make sure that you get home from work safely later today, please. So you were lying in wait for me, weren't you, Luca? Then out of nowhere, you went and tried to attack me. How much more ridiculous can you actually get acting like that? Because of that, you got yourself sent running with your tail tucked between your legs. Sucks to be you now, doesn't it?
Who was that man you were with? Did you hire some kind of a bodyguard to protect you from people like me or something?
You just so happened to try and attack me at the wrong time was all. My husband had the day off work today, and so we had plans to meet with one another for a little bit and have a relaxing date. And on my way out to meet with him, I ran into you and you began to attack me like you had the intent of killing me. Luckily, my husband was just around the corner and heard me, and that's when he came out and kicked your ass. By the way, my husband happens to be a black belt in karate, so that helped a bunch.
Wait, you got married again, Jackie?
I sure did. And if you're wondering who he is, he's my childhood friend that I've kept around ever since him and I first met. He told me after I divorced you that he'd always loved me, and that's why we ended up getting married. He actually came back from a business trip right after the divorce, and we had this very emotional reunion with one another that I still cannot forget. We first started to date for a bit, but only after a few months we were tying the knot. And if you thought all of that was surprising to hear, know that right now I am pregnant with our first child.
Are you kidding me right now? Why did you get to end up being so happy with a man like him after me?
I'm a very lucky girl, I guess. Unlike you, he's not some lazy guy that lays around the house all day after work doing nothing but watching TV and eating chips. No, he cares about me a lot and makes sure that we are both working hard for one another all the time. And you know why he's like that to me? Because he had to watch as my older sister would bully me all the time ever since we first met. So when I told him one day that my sister had stolen you from me and you went along with her, he was pissed. Honestly, I think May taking you from me was the best thing that could have ever happened.
Why? Why do you get to be the one that's happy now while I'm stuck with your sister going through hell?
Why did you try attacking me today with such a scary face? Were you trying to threaten me into giving you my kidney or something?
I thought that you might come through for us if I threatened you a bit. You have always been the real stubborn type, so I thought that by freaking you out like that, you'd understand how dire things have been for her and me and would help. And well, if I didn't try and use some physical force, you would most definitely never help us.
So your wife dying has got you thinking like a thug now? I know that you had to go to the hospital after that greeting from my husband, especially after seeing the way you broke your nose. But just know that I've told the police about what you tried to do as well. Hopefully they'll take you and throw you behind bars here soon for trying to assault me. And maybe there you'll finally have some time to cool off and come back to reality again.
Huh? You'd better be joking about something like that. I'm the one who's desperately trying to save my wife's life here. Stop acting like you were the victim of a crime just because you got a little bit scared then.
Enough already, Luca. You and the rest of the people like you who go out and act like they can do anything they want to anyone have been playing the victim card for long enough. I'm the real victim in all of this, having to go day by day thinking about how my sister went and stole my husband from me. And then having to go through a divorce with him only to have him showing back up in my life years later because he needs me. And just today, I was attacked by you trying to threaten me into giving up my kidney. All you are is scum, Luca. Total trash.
Don't say that about me. None of us, your sister, you, or myself, thought things would come to this.
Sure, okay. Had it not, you both would be out there right now living a happy life together, never understanding what pain you caused to me and others. You would get to be with one another, most likely having kids, without ever having to regret the horrible choices you made. So now what? You think I'm going to feel bad for you both and will come forward to give up one of my kidneys? You both are even worse than you were back in the day when you would just wreck marriages.
Please listen to me. Your sister and I didn't ever mean to hurt anyone.
What about all the things you did wasn't meant to hurt anyone, Luca? You must be a psychopath for thinking you could just go out with your wife's sister behind her back without ever hurting her. Well, none of it matters now anyway, right? I can't even donate a kidney right now, even if I wanted to, because I'm carrying a baby.
Well, what about after you have your baby?
Do you have any idea how hard giving birth to a child is on the female body? It takes a lot of strength and energy to get through, and you're just expecting me to give up a kidney right after that? All for some woman who treated me like garbage and stabbed me in the back? Enough with these damn jokes, Luca.
But that's the only option we have left.
Well, that's your problem, not mine. I'm about to have my precious first child with my husband. What happens in the future if my child needs a kidney from me? I'm keeping all my organs in case that day ever comes because they are 100 times more important to me than your wife. If I were to give up one kidney now for a woman I don't give a damn about, then what would happen to my child in the future?
I'm sorry, Jackie. I apologize for everything I did to you before.
If apologies like that could fix everything, then there would be no need for things like police and the justice system in this world. If you're really sorry about what you and May have done to me, then you reflect on all of that in jail. I don't care if May ends up dying because I don't help her. She has nothing to do with me. Honestly, I hope she does end up going to hell soon, along with you, because the both of you deserve to spend the rest of your lives rotting together there. After I finished talking with Luca, I went ahead and called the police with my husband and told them about what had happened to me. We told them how Luca was waiting for me to come down that road and attempted to attack me in order to get me, a pregnant woman, to give up a kidney of mine. We made sure to explain that my husband did have to defend me by attacking Luca, but luckily there were some bystanders that also saw what had happened who would be able to cover for us there. We then told the police that we wouldn't be holding any charges against Luca when they went to get him, but that we would like for him to go to jail or even prison for what he tried. The police then went and sent some officers to the local hospital, where they found Luca getting his nose reset and arrested him right then and there after the doctor was finished with him. He was taken into the police station for questioning and would have to spend time there while a case was being put together regarding his attempted assault. My husband and I were both worried about whether Luca would come after us again after getting out of there, and so we gathered our things and moved away from that area, along with blocking both Luca's and my sister's contacts. Luckily, my husband was able to explain the whole situation to his boss about what had happened, and was allowed to start working remotely as long as he went to the office once a month for a team meeting that takes place. So the following day, we had all our things packed up and were on our way out of town to a new house that we had already seen online not too long ago. Since that day, my husband and I have not had any more run-ins with either of those two, and have been getting back to living life the normal way. I have no real clue what happened with Luca after he was arrested and questioned, nor do I have any idea what happened with my sister and her illness, and honestly, I don't care to learn either. My parents and the rest of my family are also unaware of what else happened, and my mom said that May will most likely have to stay in the hospital for a long time until she's able to find a donor. I'm just happy to have my family around me, including my baby son, who I just gave birth to, and now have this renewed sense of gratitude towards those that have always been there to take care of me.
Excuse me, Cameron. What the heck do you think you're trying to do right now?
Paris? What do you mean? I'm not sure what you're talking about right now.
Huh? You really are such a daft woman. I cannot believe this is happening. I'm asking you why you came all the way out to my house but haven't done any of the chores yet. Do you not realize still that I'm your husband's mother and take priority when you're around me in my place? What? The wife is supposed to serve their husband's mother, right? You really don't seem to care about anyone besides yourself, then. Do you think it's okay to not listen to your mother-in-law or something like you have been? Do you think that kind of behavior will just go unnoticed by me and that you won't be punished for any of it?
Wait, I never said that I thought that was okay. It's just that right now, things have become a bit more tough for me.
I do not care. You hurry your little butt back to my house, please. I have things like cleaning and laundry that I have ready for you to take care of. I also need you to go out and pick some of the weeds in my garden for me. Also, I'd like to go out shopping today as well, so make sure to bring your car, please.
Hold on, that's not happening. I'm currently in my final month of pregnancy, okay? Which means there's only a month or so left before I'm expected to have my baby. With how large my belly is right now, things like bending down to pick weeds for you and driving a car are near impossible for me. I can at least come back over and do some of the cleaning for you as long as I don't have to move around or bend over as much. And I can take care of that laundry for you as well.
Huh? Who cares that you've only got a month left? Way to be over-exaggerated there. When I was having my son, I had to do all of the chores and everything up until the day my water broke and I had to go to the hospital. You really are a failure of a wife if you think you can spoil yourself like that.
Things like pregnancy are different for everyone. Maybe for you, it wasn't all that bad having to carry him and you could manage all of those things, but for me, I feel sick a lot more now. And with how large my belly is right now, there's no way I can do all those things.
You're gonna keep it up with all that talking back, huh? Which is crazy for a woman who is both poor and stupid. You think you can just do whatever you want and get away with it since you were able to marry my excellent son? This is what they mean when saying that impoverished people are always so sly. Going after all of my son's money and nothing else, you demon. I wonder why he wanted to end up marrying a woman like you. He had to have been tricked into thinking you were someone decent for him. There's no mistaking that. I really hope that someday he'll see you're not the one for him and he'll leave you.
What? I wasn't born into poverty or anything, and currently I'm working a job as well, since Reed and I both pay the bills together. Wait, did you just say you hope your son leaves me?
You're really starting to get on my nerves now. Do you not understand what it means to shut up and do as your in-laws tell you? If this is how you're still going to act, I'm worried about my family gathering that's happening in a few days.
What? Wait just a second. I told you before that I wouldn't be able to make it to that gathering, right? Reed should have also explained the reason why that is to you before.
Oh, that's just you guys trying to be all diplomatic, right? You think you can slack off when you're my son's wife?
You think your own son was trying to be diplomatic with his mother?
Just because your husband's out of town for work now doesn't mean I'm going to let you off the hook. Or perhaps you're just trying to make me look bad? Well, I'm not going to allow you to do that to me.
You have it all wrong, Paris. Could you please give me a chance to tell you what's going on with us?
I'm not in the mood to listen to all of your excuses anymore. When it comes to people, everyone plays a different role. And considering I'm an excellent person, I am to be loved by everyone, as well as served by everyone. And when it comes to poor women like you, all you're good for is being used as a slave. Now, you start to understand your role in all of this and begin serving me like I've asked you to. Please and thank you, you poor beggar.
Cameron, are you doing all right?
Reed, are things looking all right over there?
Yeah, so far so good. I'm sorry that this business trip just came out of nowhere. And after begging my boss over and over again, I was told there was nobody else besides myself that could go and that I'd have to be away for a week. I know that right now is a very important time for me to be around, so I'm so sorry about this.
Don't worry about it. Things like work are also very important for us. So please don't feel sorry for it.
So with you then, this is hard for me to ask, but did something else happen between the two of you?
What? Did your mom start talking to you about what happened then?
I wouldn't say she was complaining or anything. Well, no, she was most definitely complaining again. She called me over and over again to tell me about how horrible a wife you are. And that made me think again about how she might have been picking on you once more, like she always does when I'm away. Seriously, I'm sorry I couldn't be beside you then.
You're not to blame for anything, Reed, and I happen to be all right, although I'm a bit worried about our baby.
When it comes to that family gathering my mom is hosting in 2 days, you do not have to go to it. You are quite literally in your last month of pregnancy, which is going to be the hardest on you. There's only a little bit longer, so once I'm done with all my work here, I'll make a beeline straight home to be with you again.
Reed, thank you. I'll be waiting for you.
Excuse me, Cameron. You should be all finished with all of the cooking by now, right? Family are starting to come in and need to be fed. Are you not aware of that yet? You're such a pain in the ass, you know that?
Paris, right now is not the time for you to be acting out. The size of my belly has really begun to strain my back. Paris, what the hell did you think you were doing?
Huh? All I did was hit you in the face because you thought you could sit down on the couch while all of my family has been coming inside. I don't give a damn if you're pregnant. As the wife of my son, you stand at all times. I am not going to go easy on you. Now, you go grab all of the food and start bringing it out for my family.
Would you stop acting like such a child? I already had to find a way out here to be with you and your family, only to have you asking me to prepare and serve all of the food for the family. I don't care how much you hate me and hate the idea of me having a rest for 5 minutes. You went and punched me in the belly? You're a monster, Paris. What the hell is going to happen if that punch affected my kid?
You think I really care?
Huh?
I'm sure that the baby is just like you, considering the kind of filth you've come from. It's probably another man's child, right? which means that God and myself shouldn't have to care about that brat you're carrying, as it has nothing to do with our family.
What kind of bullcrap are you going on about right now? I can't deal with this anymore. That's enough of me playing nice with you. This time it's going to be my turn having my way with you, you bitch.
What? You're going to try getting back at me even though you're my son's wife? Oh, you must have never learned anything when you were in school then.
You're the one that hasn't learned the first thing about being a decent person. I'm going to make you pay for being such a monster.
Hey, what the heck was that all about? You come back here right now and explain everything to all my family.
Explain everything? Why should I have to do that when I already explained all the truth to them? And watching as all their mouths dropped to the floor really left me feeling a bit more satisfied.
Because of you, all my family no longer trusts me, though. Oh, damn it. I'm not playing around anymore, you frickin' asshole bitch.
But the first one to say anything was Aunt May, right? She was wondering what happened to me after I came into your house and disappeared, so she came all the way to the kitchen looking for me.
That older sister of mine is always causing the most damage. And to talk about something like that when all the rest of the family was around?
I really am thankful I have someone like her on my side.
And you're just as much of a pile of crap as her. You were just waiting for the perfect chance, weren't you? To let out all of those lies and crap about me in front of everyone?
Lie and crap? Please tell me what was a lie about you just then. Are you saying that audio recording of when you really tore into me was a lie that I made up to make you look bad? Or about those photos of you that were taken when you went into the kitchen and stole all of those ingredients that I was trying to cook with? Oh, or are you talking about that video of what you did to me earlier today when you came over to my place in the morning and threw hot coffee on my face to wake me up? I was thinking that someday I'd be able to use all that evidence against you, and today seemed to be the perfect day to do just that. Thank goodness I saved everything on my phone, or else I would have had to bring my laptop with me.
All of those things, they can be faked to make me look bad, like you've just done there. This world is a very convenient one for assholes like you now, isn't it? You all are able to do whatever you want to make others look bad.
You really think I would take things so far by faking video, audio, and photo evidence of you? And I'm not going to let you say that you don't remember any of those things happening. Unless this could mean you're already starting to suffer from dementia? You saw just how mad everyone was with you in that room, right? And of course they'd be that upset with a monster in their family. I mean, they all had to listen to you as they came into the house screaming at me to finish all the cooking in that cold kitchen while I'm carrying a baby who is soon to be born.
Having the wife of my son work instead of me is the right thing to do. You are all being way too overdramatic. I was just using you the way any wife should be used. And I had to because you thought that you could use my son being away for work as an excuse not to work. I was just trying to teach you a lesson in his absence.
That literally makes zero sense at all. And that is why everyone left after they tried to comprehend your stupid little reasoning for being a bitch.
I know. Today was the day I could show myself off to everyone. Today was the day I could make myself look like the best in the family.
Wait. What are you going on about now? Today was your older sister's 60th birthday, so what do you mean when you say that today was meant to be about you? Perhaps you never learned what role you were playing today then?
Shut your damned mouth! Now get your ass back here right now! I want you to go gather all my folks and apologize to them all on your hands and knees!
Do you really think I can get on my hands and knees when my belly is this massive? Have you ever given birth before, actually? Maybe this explains why your son is so kind, even though he has a bitch like you as his mother. He's most likely another woman's kid.
What?
Anyway, right now I'm with your sister being taken away in a taxi. She has really been taking great care of me. But anyway, this means I'm not going back to your place now, and I'm going to file a criminal complaint regarding what you've done to me.
Huh? Well, what kind of BS are you trying to tell me about now?
If you don't want to be seen as a criminal, then shut the hell up.
I'm not playing around right now, you useless woman! Hey, you answer your goddamn phone right now!
Not happening. My belly, it hurts.
Huh? Another damn excuse from you about your belly? Ugh, annoying, annoying, annoying!
Mom, would you stop acting like a child and quit it with all those damn phone calls to Cameron?
Reed! Oh, did you make it back from your business trip already? Hey, could you please listen to me? Your wife is a total frickin' bitch. She has been bullying me this whole time you've been gone because she doesn't like me. All I've been doing is acting as her mother-in-law and doing what must be done. Oh, she really is the worst woman I've ever met, Reed.
Well, if she's been acting like a jerk to you, that must mean you've really crossed the line with her, right?
What?
After that meeting with all your family at your place, she fell ill and had to be rushed to the hospital. I just got to the hospital she's been staying at after having to make a dash back home from work.
Then how is she now?
Thankfully, she just had our baby with little trouble. However, she still had a month before her expecting date, so our baby is a whole month early. The doctor said this happened due to all the stress she'd been put under, and I have a good idea who might have been behind that. Do you have any memory of what you did to her that would have caused this?
Actually, I don't. I have no idea what could have been stressing her out that badly.
Mom, I've told you so many goddamn times not to lash out at her for no freaking reason, right? And I could see that whenever I was around her, you would hold yourself back from lashing out at her in fear of me lashing out at you. However, while I've been away from work, I can see you really let her have it. I had a look at all the recordings and photos that were taken of you with Cameron. Tell me, Mom, what the frick is all that about?
All of that was Cameron trying to set me up. It's all lies made to make me look bad.
Really? I didn't realize that in this day and age just anybody could make such realistic video and audio recordings of people that are really just fake. Now, Mom, I told you this plenty of times before, right? Not to come into my house while I'm out of town for work, right? This time I was only gone a week, and I asked you to leave her the hell alone and just go do something with your own time.
And about that.
I hear that Cameron did a great job of not letting you into our house, but Mom, you went and had a duplicate key made so that you could get yourself in when she wasn't paying attention, right? That right there is a crime. You've been trespassing on our property, and as a last resort, Cameron went and forced herself to deal with a lot of crap in order to get this evidence.
I had no other choice, all right? She's the one who should be getting blamed for all of this. She's been trying to steal you, my only child, away from my arms.
Huh?
The reason I've had to do all of that to her is because she's been trying to make you her own and take you away from me forever.
I'm sorry, Mom, but she's my freaking wife. In other words, that means she has every right to take me away from you now, since that's what marriage is about.
I don't care what marriage is supposed to be about. My feelings for you cannot be hurt like that by some woman who has nothing to do with our family. Why the hell would you get married to someone else when you have a mom like me? Do you not care about what happens to your lonely old mommy?
Are you trying to say that you never wanted me to get married and just wanted me to stay by your side all my life? How freaking gross. How about you lay the hell off and go die in a ditch somewhere, you dirtbag? You're to blame for all this, you asshat.
How dare you? I had no other choice, Reed. I lost your dad already to that disease, and now the only family I have left is you, Reed.
Well, that isn't the same for me. I have other family now, like my wife and my newborn baby. And I just had to learn after rushing back here that you punched my wife in the gut while she was still carrying our baby. You are freaking criminal.
I can't believe you would be saying something like that. This has to be because of that bitch's evil influence over you. This is why all those poor women are nothing but useless wastes in our society.
You're the only useless dumbass here. Now stop acting like a spoiled brat and shut the hell up. I was told by Dad before he died to take good care of you, but now I'm starting to really regret ever sticking around such a selfish asshole like you. The fact that you've now gone and hurt my wife and my baby shows me you don't care about family at all. And as a husband and a new father, I feel like a failure for letting such a thing happen. But thank God I'm back home now and have a great idea of how to go about that. You are never going to be seeing us ever again.
What? You can't do that to me. I can't continue living on if I'm not able to be around you, Reed.
Well, thankfully, I can. And to me, the only people that really matter are my wife and my baby. I've already gone and changed the lock on our house now, and soon we'll be moving out of that house and into a new place in order to get away from you.
What? Where will you go? You will tell me where you're going to next, right?
I just said we're moving to get the hell away from you. What the hell is wrong with you, woman? I can't believe someone could be as freaking dumb as you, Mom. I've made sure that we're all moving somewhere far away from here so that we don't even have to risk the chance of you ever finding out.
You're being mean by leaving me here all by myself. I am your mother of all people, Reed.
No, you're not. No goddamn mother of mine would ever lay a hand on my wife and child like that. And you were also talking about how my wife went and made this baby with another man, cheating on me? Screw you! I'm not letting my child ever meet with someone like you. You would screw up their education and turn them into a bitch just like you are. Thanks a lot for being my mother up until today, but that does not pardon you from being a total asshole to my wife.
Pardon me? I was never asking to be pardoned for anything.
You are the perfect example of a bad example for others to learn from, actually. Such a bad example that you almost make me want to vomit. Ugh. You would always ask me why I married someone like Cameron, even though she's the best wife a man could ever ask for because she's so kind and loving. However, I'm gonna ask this to Dad now. Why would he ever marry such an aggressive and selfish bitch like you? Goodbye forever now, Mom, and you can forget me ever calling you that now because I hate calling you a name that's supposed to represent someone who's just like my wife.
No way. Reed! Reed! Cameron, I understand now. I'm going to accept you for who you are now. I was just being strict with you because I cared about you. But it seems that everyone had a bit of a misunderstanding to that. And that then led to Reed misunderstanding me and everyone no longer liking me anymore. But can't you see that how things have ended up are bad for all of us? I mean, I'm Reed's one and only parent, right? I'm sure it was very painful for him to have to let me go, and still is, right? If you've really learned your lesson after all of this, then I'll be more than happy to make up with you and go back to being your mother-in-law. You won't even have to apologize to me on your hands and knees. Just know that I'll have to use you as my son's wife like I'd been trying to do before. All right, I'm ready for your answer. What's it going to be? Cameron? What the hell do you think you're doing, ignoring me? How dare you act out like that when you're my son's wife? You reply to me right now. Hey!
I knew a total waste like you would never learn. I just had a baby and only got out of the hospital today. Have you ever heard of the word consideration before?
I was finally happy to see you replying to me again, yet now you're going to act like that? I was never told what hospital you had been admitted to have that baby, so there was no way for me to come out and meet with you. When the hell are you going to show me my grandbaby's face? I'm a grandmother now and want to see them. You should be showing them to me before anyone else.
You seem to love living your life by your own rules. But that's totally fine because nobody else is, and that's why nobody wants to deal with you anymore. Did you even listen to anything your son told you the other day? Are you actually insane?
Huh? What the hell are you saying, you pile of trash, bitch? I thought that it was time for me to finally come and forgive you, yet this is how you behave? Oh, this can't be happening.
Are you sure it shouldn't be you begging me for forgiveness right now after all the crap you pulled with me? What makes it so hard for you to understand your own position in this world still after all the harm you've caused? I still can't believe that you, of all people, are really Reed's mother when you are the complete opposite of him. Is an impoverished little whore like you trying to pick a fight with me now? I love that you always call me poor or whatever when my family has always been middle class, and so has yours. But now that really doesn't suit you well, saying you're all wonderful, because you don't even have a job or a house living as a homeless woman, right? That's probably why you fall into your last resort of having to try and attack me to get any sort of help.
What? What are you talking about?
Well, I mean, come on. All of that money you got from your husband after he passed away is gone now because you used it all up, right? And all that money my Reed and I have been giving you is also gone now since you'd go and spend it all shopping away your loneliness, right?
That's because…
Also, that house you've been living in isn't even yours, right? It's Reed's uncle's house. I know about how you went and sold your house before because you needed more money to play with, but you didn't want to have to live in an apartment or anything either. So you went to Reed's uncle for help and took over that house, right? I believe it's his condo that you took over, or should I say, invaded.
Now you're really trying to piss me off. I just chose to live here because he said I could.
But after what you did at that last family gathering, everyone in the family gave up on you and kicked you out of the condo, right? And now you don't even have anyone around you to help you with money or housing. But weren't you introduced to a job working in a remote factory that would also give you some housing? Well, if that's what you've been offered, then go take the job. You'll not only have a place to live again, but some money going into your pockets.
You think I want to do that? Something like having to work in a dirty old factory out in the middle of nowhere is something only the useless do. And having to live in company housing is something the poor do. That's where all the vulgar people in this world go to rot.
Not only is your bias revolting, but you seem to not understand the position you happen to be in. A place like that is the perfect place for someone as vulgar and useless as you are, Paris.
What the hell makes you think a place like that is perfect for me?
Well, you were coming into your son's house to steal things from the kitchen like some kind of a moneyless thief, and then you went and harmed not only myself, but our kid as well, like a complete idiot would do. The owner of that factory happens to be a good friend of my father. So please, like we've all been asking, go to that factory and learn how to at least be somewhat useful in this society again. Neither myself or Reed are here to help you anymore.
No. I don't want to. No way. No frickin' way. I can't work. No. I don't want to work. Somebody please help me. Somebody please support me.
Wow. That was freaking hilarious how you just showed your true self there. So all you've been wanting all this time is someone to leech off of. And that's why you were trying so hard to get your son to stay with you all his life, right? An absolute disgrace to humanity you are.
Cameron, you're still his wife, right? You have to help me out here. That's your job as a wife, right? We've talked about this already. David, if David would have just stayed around a bit longer, none of this would have had to happen to me. Come back here, please. I don't want to be this lonely anymore.
Jesus frickin' Christ, you're so goddamn annoying, you bitch. Go screw yourself, please. God damn it, you just make my blood boil. Don't you ever talk to my family or I ever again. Don't even think about us anymore, you old hag.
No, help me, please. I can't work in that factory.
I am asking my father's friend to go and pick your ass up from wherever the hell you are. You may have been bragging about yourself before, but all you are now is the lowest of all lowlifes and a complete bum. You always love to talk about roles, right? There you go. Start acting your part in this society, please. Screw off, you old frickin' bitch. After that, Paris was found by one of my dad's friend's managers and was able to take her away in the back of his pickup truck all the way out to the factory 3 hours out of town. And as for that criminal complaint I'd made, the police told me to talk with a lawyer about it, and not too long after, a court case had been made. I was able to take her to the courthouse where she'd be charged with assault and would have to pay me a whopping $15,000 for trying to harm my baby and I. A few weeks after having paid me through borrowing some money from a loan shark, Paris would end up disappearing from the factory and could not be found. Nobody really knows why she ran away from the factory, though, as it wasn't like she was being abused or anything there, and it was the only place that would give her housing for free. But one good guess could be that she was in trouble with that loan shark and was trying to hide from them before they came and took her away. Right now it's the middle of winter, though, and with all the snow on the ground and there being a 3-hour hike to the nearest gas station from that factory, who knows how she's faring? Nobody from the family has said they've heard anything about her or anything from her, so my guess is as good as anyone else's. But in the back of my mind, I like to think she dropped dead not too long after trying to run and will be nobody's problem anymore. And perhaps that would make her the most useful she's ever been all her life, as she can now act as food for all the animals in the forest. When things come to my family, my baby is doing really well now and no longer needs to go see the doctor every other day. And because of that, I've gone back home with my baby and my husband to my parents' home the next state over, where we'll be staying for a bit as my husband and I relax and let our baby play with my parents. We plan to move into a house close to here, and my husband can transfer to one of the offices closer to this town my parents are in, which is perfect for us all.